Crime has always been at the center of Steel Haven, metropolis on the eastern seaboard of the United States. Best coast.
Yeah, well, you know, debatable. Depends on who you ask, but I'm inclined to agree with you.
It kind of depends on whether you're on the East Coast or the West Coast.
Yeah, right?
Hey,
whether
everybody.
you made a mistake being born in the wrong place.
This was not the coast I was meant to be in.
Oh my god, gun violence? I wasn't ready for this.
I am Matt McMuscles. This is Liam No Muscles.
Oh, don't say... please anything but that.
And we're playing the Takeover today for a little bit.
Yes.
This is a game that I primarily worked on, and Liam also helped out in a big capacity, too.
Only a little. Not a lot.
Yeah. Don't sell yourself short.
Only, okay, you fair.
This is Ethan Rivers and his girlfriend and boyfriend, Connor and Megan.
Oh, I love Connor. He's so good. Look at him.
He's a very, very good boy. So I've done a few videos on this game already, a little making of the cutscenes, and I have one of the earlier trailers on there. But now the game is finally out on Steam. It's fully complete on there.
You can get it right now.
Literally right now. And I decided, it'd be fun to have kind of I guess developers' commentaries to play through a portion of the game here for you guys. I think you have a lot of interesting perspective on beat 'em ups. Do I necessarily agree with them all the time? No, but that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, in regards to developers' commentary, what did you do on the game? How did you get involved with the game?
So primarily it's just when this was one level and 2 characters and they're unfinished, I just played through it, and I usually troll Steam for fighting games and beat 'em ups, and I just was like, wow, this one feels good to hit things, which is incredibly rare.
Unfortunately, incredibly rare.
A lot of Steam beat 'em ups, they're just the most basic thing, and it just doesn't feel good. And it's one of the very, very few games I actually wrote a review of, and then the main designer, Antonis, thanked me for the review.
So he's the main everything guy.
Everything else in the game.
It's crazy how much, he's a workhorse in a good way.
Yeah, no, definitely.
If you're watching this video, Antonis, it's amazing that you made so much of this game.
So, yeah, I said, hey, no problem. If you ever need, QA work on this, I did QA for 7 years, and I'll just do it. And he's like, okay. And then after a while, I put so much time in, he was like, hey, what, maybe I should, give you a little bit of money to help, because you're helping out so much.
Crazy.
And I was like, you don't have to do that. But what I would really like is, the game right now has no story mode, no real cutscenes. You have, kind of a basic one. But could I write the story? Which to me is I'd rather do that than anything else. And he was like, sure. So then I wound up writing all the story, kind of directing the feel of the cutscenes, hiring voice actors, kind of directing the voice acting, what type of, and writing all the script, the move names, a lot of little stuff, contracting out the music to really talented people like Little V. Oh, I need some help with more bug testing, and that's where you come in.
Yeah.
And you also gave a lot of your suggestions, and we, you and I both basically gave Antonis suggestions about gameplay and stuff, just little things that we think that it can make the game better. And the game got really, really much better in the last couple of months to a year.
Yeah, no,
we'll talk about that when we actually
step forward. That's true. So, and you also middlemaned a lot of art as well, this title screen.
Oh yeah, this was done by Marin.
By Marin, and you got that going. And I know some of Star's art appears somewhere.
Star Pyrate has some art, as well as Donald Kirby does all of the cutscene art as well.
A whole host of talented friends.
Yeah.
So. We can head in. Do we want to just head into arcade then, I suppose? Do you remember how to play?
Yeah, I 110 hours clocked in, I can play. Why don't you go to practice real quick, just so you can see that mode?
Yeah, it's true. I haven't seen practice yet.
You can go to, single player tutorial is fine.
Okay, cool.
This just got added in, just a few weeks ago.
Okay, yeah, for anyone who's wondering, because we mentioned it a little, I did QA on this for a little while, but, I haven't played it in a bit. So some of the newer stuff I have yet to see like this.
Yeah, you're doing it for what, a good summer at least, a couple months?
A couple months, yeah, absolutely. So nice, yeah. So this is Koshiro's track, as you can see in the bottom corner there. Okay, so this is just punch kicks. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Oh, my button mappings are like that. That's good. So So you can do really long combos by just like dial-a-comboing between punches and kicks?
Yeah, basically, and this is why this tutorial even exists, because no one really found this.
That makes sense, though.
Mechanic.
I like this gym, by the way. It looks great. I haven't seen it until now.
Yeah, I see the Takeover logo
on
the octagon.
Yeah, that's so good. All the flags. I really dig this gym, actually. So this is, you just punch and you hold down for the end, and the final blow comes out that way.
It's kind of a damage ender. Apparently, you get... Like, it makes the combo shorter, but it does a good chunk of damage than if you didn't do it.
Yeah,
like you just did a regular punch string or whatever.
I'm gonna leave this guy. I just want to look around the gym now. Vertical launch. Vertical launch is super good. That was not it. That was a grab.
And this is like the main thing where, people weren't really finding this. So, and a couple of friends like Lythero or Dino were streaming this. Big ups to them. They were like, oh, I didn't know shit!
How many do you want?
I didn't know you could actually do it that much.
Yeah, I you can go for ages.
Yeah. That the launchers and stuff weren't things that people were finding organically. So yeah, just basically what you were doing before. Once you've completed this one, go over to the jukebox.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think I might have told you a bit about that. Never mind, wait.
I was just throwing that out early.
Okay, no, it is.
I wasn't sure if that would combo in the air, and like low it doesn't, but...
I think Dino found that you actually can.
Did he find a way to combo into it?
I think he told me he can.
That's awesome. Dino, for anyone not familiar, Dino is this awesome dude we kind of know on Twitter.
Kind of know.
Who, like, constantly posts, like, fighting game and beat-em-up videos where he just finds ways to break the game.
Yeah.
And he's doing some stuff for this. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but...
I mean, he's given feedback on the game and stuff, and he's helped out here and there, and he... Fortunately, like, it's one of those things where I'm like, oh man, if he doesn't like... Because he's a massive Streets of Rage fan.
Yeah.
Like, he's about that Axel life. So when I handed him this to, like, take an early look at it, he's like, no, this is good. Like, there's things I wish it wasn't that way, but this is still really, really fun.
In general, it's there. Yeah, I agree with that, honestly. I also
right there.
Like Streets of Rage. Oh, I actually hit the jukebox there. It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go back in and I'll hit the jukebox a few times.
Okay, because that part's fun because you did it before, and I was like, I wonder if that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Because you can also go to free training mode, which just doesn't have the tutorial stuff. And actually, you might like that too because you can put in as many bad guys as you want.
It's just like combo practice.
It's combo practice.
That's cool. I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
So you hit this and it changes the track.
And just keep punching.
How many times do I have to hit to change track? There we go. Okay, we got Richie Branson.
So
God, it's stacked.
A lot of these songs, when they were made by Richie or Little V, they didn't really have names. So some of them had names, like James Ronald here.
Ronald, his YouTube channel is
Epic Game Music.
Epic Game Music, yeah, he's great.
He had named his tracks, but a lot of people hadn't. Little V did name this Kick It Into Gear, but every other song, like, I had to come up with some type of name, and I think I did an okay
This is the track with the vocals, right, that James did?
Oh yeah, this is probably a good time to hear it.
This is a cool track. Oh, that didn't whip it.
You shot though.
I know. Oh,
so
totally.
Feel the Storm is whatever. It's fine. Feel the Storm. Sewer level.
Oh, did you name that one?
I did.
That reminds me of Undertale, like Temperate or whatever the heck that song's called.
Right. Feel the Storm is because it's a level that leads up to the boss of that level.
Oh yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Pressure Cooker. Oh, that's a good name, dude. Did you name that one?
Yes, I did, yeah.
Of course you fucking
Keep going.
did. Keep going? Okay. Oh, yeah.
I'm proud of Cloud Splitter because it's named after the fucking stupid ship that's in Bionic Commando 2009. Oh, no. So, unfortunately, we don't have... I don't know if you can play with relay mode in 2 players, but relay mode is another unlockable.
That's that 5th character on the very left.
I wish. It's a character that's a fusion of everybody.
Yeah.
But no, basically, if you double jump in the game, which is fortunately a thing you never wind up doing by accident, you can switch out characters at any time.
Yeah,
so
like on the fly.
Yeah.
It's really cool, actually.
It is a cool little mode because you can just, like, take everybody.
Mm-hmm. So, this is also a level select. Like, once you've already finished the game, you can jump to whatever level you like.
Yeah. So there's not, like... You don't have to beat the game all in one sitting, like, but, I mean, you can. It's very, very easy to do so.
We're going to start from the beginning, though.
That's always a great place to start.
It's a fair one, honestly.
Vanessa?
So yeah, I think I did the video I have on the channel earlier. It was about this cutscene, about how to make.
That's true.
What goes into making a cutscene. But yeah, this is all done by Donald Kirby. I think CrankyConstruct animated it.
Yeah.
And basically it was just like a script that was based off the initial like 5-second cutscene Antonis already had.
That's true. There was a teeny tiny bit in there, wasn't there?
And it was just Megan. It started with Megan on the phone saying she's gone, and then I think Ethan says like, I'm there.
And that was still using Antonis's renders, right?
Yeah. But it's like a lot of work just for him.
Ooh,
but
whose voice is that?
That is the
handsome voice.
That is the dulcet tones of one Curtis Takahata 101.
Ooh. Sounds good.
And Megan is done by Sarah Ann Williams, the voice of like a lot of people, but like
many.
Peacock from Skullgirls, most notably.
Behind this new crime wave.
So yeah, like I'd have this written out in a script, and I'd have like really basic things like Megan looks out a window, or like Megan grabs the telephone, and extreme close up on Ethan's eyes. So Fifth and Marcellus is a little nod to when this cutscene was made. It was made to Marcellus Black, one Dio Madden.
Yeah.
That was his ring name at the time, Marcellus Black, but of course he had to change it because Alistair Black became a thing.
Was that actually why that happened?
Yeah, I'm sure it's why.
Okay.
But so that there's a little nod to him there.
I actually didn't know that was why that was why.
Yeah. Because when I told him, I'm like, oh, I'm working on a beat 'em up, he was like, really like, that's like, let me know when that's out, and
let me in.
Let me in.
Just beating at the door, shaking at the gate.
I know. That'd be really good. But yeah, there's one or two nods into the script here. And everyone's really now that car license plate says California, despite this taking place on the eastern seaboard.
I sure hope someone got fired for that.
I fired myself.
Yeah, good.
So I am Jackson over here on the left.
I'm playing as Connor over here on the right, the big dude.
He's very, very large.
Connor has cool throws and also a disgusting kick attack. This distance, the 2-hit kick attack, I love it so much.
Talking about this thing.
It's so strong.
Something that came up a lot is people. When I was showing this on PAX East, and you were there for one of them where I showed the game.
Yeah, shout out to all the people who came out, by the way.
Yeah. Lots of people were interested in the game. That people are like, well, why am I dying all the time? I'm like, well, you're spamming your special moves a lot, and they're like, huh?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, you use your special move and it drains your health, and they'd go, really? Why? I'm like,
damn, that's just how they are. I know, right?
Not every game is like that, but a lot of them are, and that's just there. Like, well, that makes no sense. I'm like, well, because the moves bust out of you from getting hit.
Yeah, like
from
that's
your
the
hit
cost.
stun.
Yeah.
So you're only supposed to use it sparingly.
Like when you use a special move like that consumes your life, you're basically acknowledging like I was gonna take a hit here.
Yes.
So it's worth me spending life.
This is to avoid further damage.
Yeah.
And humiliation.
Which is where the real damage is at. Inspired by the Ikki Tausen beat 'em ups, which also had this feature.
Huge. Oh!
Oh yeah, it's true. So when you take out your gun, you just take out your gun, right? But actually, Jackson, Matt's character, has a special thing where when he pulls out the gun, it counts as a melee hit.
It's super cool.
It's so exciting.
So yeah, he's about to die, but I think we're heading to the arcade.
Yeah, there we go.
So
you were mentioning people were interested in the game at PAX. Do you remember what you said to this foreigner, a Mr. Suda51 who came by? Do you remember what you said to this guy?
I didn't say too much, but I was just marking out. Like, I think I took a picture.
Yeah.
I was like, Suda51's playing the game I'm working on or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think I was telling him something about the controls or something. Do you remember something? I'm trying to remember what.
Yeah, absolutely.
What? Please let me know.
I remember his translator said that they were showing off a game or something, and you said to him something about having the better action game at the show. You were implying the Takeover was way better than Travis Strikes Again. I don't know if you don't remember.
Well, no, that's when we went to go back.
Okay, yeah,
to the Nintendo booth.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Do you
he
remember
was
exactly
there.
what you said to him? Because that was so funny.
It was something like that where I was like, oh no, I said, oh, congratulations on having the second best action game at PAX East. And like, I think
that was it, something like that.
Translator said something and he was like, oh yeah, okay.
He laughed, yeah. It was
and
great.
you were giving him like what? You gave him like Canadian maple stuff?
I had brought a bunch of like gifts for people because I was coming from Montreal, right?
Yeah.
I like all these arcade cabinets, by the way.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to this one.
Shoutouts to that one specifically.
Shoutouts to that one specifically. Yeah, I had brought a bunch of gifts from Montreal, like Quebec gifts, and so I had like a bunch of maple shit for people. Yeah, I gave him maple gifts. I hope he enjoyed his maple gift and doesn't immediately throw it in the garbage. Well, but I wouldn't blame him for doing that.
I mean, if I was not Canadian and someone's like, I'm Canadian, here's a gift of maple stuff, like who doesn't
want maple gifts?
Yeah, I'll eat that. It's cool.
If he would have said no, I would have eaten it on the spot in front of him. Yeah, totally.
So I wanted to ask you, like, I think I know, but for the audience, like, I think your first impressions of this game, and I think they've gotten a lot better, like, since it's been improved a lot.
Yeah.
But I think you were the same mind of me as like, yeah, this is obviously made by like one person, and it's not like super polished, but there's definite potential here. Like,
I mean, now it's fairly polished, honestly.
Yeah,
like at the time, sure, it had polish problems, but like now it's in a really good shape. So like. To reiterate this, Antonis did everything you see on the screen right now.
Like what you're looking at everything. Like I think for everything. Yeah.
Every frame of this game, Antonis did 99+% of it.
He's really good with backgrounds.
Oh yeah,
he makes them really fast, and like I think some assets are like from Unity store or whatever, but most of them are not.
No, he's
those arcade machines certainly weren't.
He's great with environment art, like that's for sure. I don't know. I think it's in like really good shape these days. I think it's a really solid beat 'em up. The levels are quite fun. I think there's a few that go on a little bit, but like,
yeah, I know.
On the whole, like, even though I've played like 200+ hours of this game, I still find it fun to just go in and button bash.
That's the thing. So there's that aspect of it where I'm like, well, why would I? I think any and I'm sure you can agree. I think any game designer, if you don't like your game after you've sunk a lot of of your years of your life, like maybe you don't like the game that not you know what I mean to say though. Like
I get what you're saying. Like it's good that you can still enjoy your game after this long.
Yeah,
it's definitely a good thing. I agree. I still like Thief. That was fun.
I mean,
I'll play that game all day.
Even when you and I tested games, there's certain games where like, I can play this for years.
Yeah, Darksiders 2, man.
Yeah, that too. Like even Deus Ex: Human Revolution, I was like, I'm not too tired of it yet.
No, it's amazing.
Oh yeah, so big ups to Marc Swint, who plays Connor there.
Oh yes, he did NUCKLE in Street Fighter 5.
He did NUCKLE in Street Fighter 5. Oh god, he has another big role he did. Trying to remember it now. He's a role in the Pokemon like actual anime. So, watch. Okay, yeah, we know.
Yeah,
we know that's what you need to know.
Yeah.
One thing I'll say about the game that I wish we had more time for, that Antonis did add melee weapons pretty late into development, and for Jackson they work pretty well where they actually do double hits. It hits the guy and then he'll hit the ground. Mm-hmm. And it'll be a bit more damage than I think if Khan or anybody else does it. Now, the thing with weapons is that, the logic, I guess, to make them function in the game world is a bit complicated. But I was always like, you can see that they're just a simple hit, and that's it. Like a lot of beat-em-ups, like, Final Fight 3 or Streets of Rage 3, where you can dash with a weapon.
Streets of Rage 3 has wild melee weapons.
You can't really... Even if you're going in from a dash, it's the same hit, and he just didn't have...
Yeah, they're just little single hit things, yeah.
He just didn't have time to make these more into a combo-based thing where you can have 3, hits that chain or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so the melee weapons, I find, are not the most fun to use. Like, you can use them for a bit. They also don't break after a while, so basically you have it...
Until you throw it.
Until you throw it away.
Which you can throw them, so...
Yeah, I lost it during the stage transition, but you can throw them by pressing kick.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Ooh.
But I was gonna say, in stark contrast, the ranged weapons are super fun. When that comes up, we're gonna hit one soon.
Yeah.
You get these these submachine guns, I guess, and they're actually really, really enjoyable and really strong to use. There's a level later in the game where you have to use ranged weaponry throughout it, and it's really fun, actually.
Yeah, because like Connor has the shotgun, and all the guns each character has, they can whip them out at any time. You just need ammo for it. All of them have some type of functionality to them, where it's like
you can actually roll through these barrels.
I seen you doing it. Like my preferred method is just to stand and usually not punch but kick.
That's fair.
Like as we already discussed, Jackson's is a hit that comes out, and I think it knocks
Jackson's
down.
is just amazing. Like, it's so good. Ethan's
is
very
rapid
light
fire,
damage, yeah.
but it's rapid fire, and you can juggle very well with it.
And Megan's
is hard knockdown every time.
Does it pierce, or is it just hard knockdown?
I believe it pierces.
Yeah.
One of your early things, and I think it was something I hadn't said yet, but you were playing the game and you were like, oh, it's a real shame you can't juggle with your gunshots. That'd be super cool. And I'm like, it would be. Well, since you like the machine gun there.
Yeah. So when you get a machine gun, you go around and you aim it, and then you save your bullets carefully to maximize that damage.
Because they're really high damage.
So strong, yeah.
And if you do press kick, you'll throw it away, which a lot of people do. I've watched people throw it away a lot because they don't know what Bun's going to do.
Yeah, I'll shoot him because I'll shoot him because he's got armor. This breaker character, he can guard, but you can't guard bullets.
It's really hard to. Yeah. The flesh is weak, but the will is strong.
Yeah.
I was going to say that, like, you were like, it would be cool if you could juggle with bullets, and I'm like, yeah, that would be really good. And then, like, maybe a year after that, like, I just play the game one time, and Antonis was like, yeah, so now you can juggle guys in air with attacks and with bullets.
It's so great that you can, honestly. You saw me do it earlier with Ethan. Like, it just feels so natural. Yeah, there you go.
So, eventually, I think Connor's was really kind of basic. Like, it was a punch or something. It's been so long now. And I said, it was one of the few suggestions I usually have for, like, character animations or whatever. I'm like, it'd be really cool if he could have, like, a throw out of his dash. Mm-hmm. And then Andrew said, well, what would you suggest? And I went, of course, to the Fighters Generation website.
Naturally.
And I went through Third Strike animations.
And you went straight to Alex.
Straight to his Tornado DDT, my favorite move in Third Strike, with an incredibly low hit rate. And I was like, it'd be really cool if he was this. And, you know, Antonis said, I don't think he was super familiar with Third Strike or Street Fighter 3 in general. Might have been a game that just passed him by, but he was like, these animations are ridiculous.
Oh, wow. So you had a whole talk about Third Strike.
I did, and I was like...
That's so fun.
And then he has it in the game, and now it's in there. And I remember when Lythera was streaming this, they did the Tornado DDT, and you'll if you haven't noticed already, I'm not sure if you've done it, but if there's people around the circumference of when you do the Tornado DDT, Connor's legs spin and hit people around, so it's got a lot of utility to it.
Yeah, it's a good move, honestly. Yeah, you can grab this apple.
Yeah. This is kill boss stage, so you know a boss is coming up whenever you hear this music.
Yeah.
Which I think
it's the right thing to do.
Which I think is a Streets of Rage thing. It always has the same music when you hit a boss.
Streets of Rage has a boss track start when you get to the boss.
Yes,
but not like in this game. It's like when you're in the boss zone, it plays the music, which is like also cool.
I'm just trying to remember. Like, I don't know if it was the same for every single one.
Yeah, when they guard, generally you want to just grab them because maybe it works.
I'll do that too, but they also can never guard over the launcher.
Yes, that's true.
So that's the other two things.
The up punch string.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
I think they guard against it. So, here comes boss time. So,
I almost hope you don't know where Nessa is, so I don't have to hold back. Oh man, I'm a perfect Marc Swint, aren't I?
Dead ringer. Oh, don't worry, she's safe and sound, burning in the fires of hell.
He's British. British.
That's how Takahata interpreted him.
I'll send you there myself.
Oh, too bad you won't survive my flames long enough to find out. So survive the flames. So that's our super move.
I'm just gonna get it right out of the way. You got to.
I'll get mine out of the way too.
Just slam it.
Oh, he got juggled a shitload by that. That kind of happens a little bit rarely. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage because it's just a screen. It's not so much a screen clear. That's what its function is, but it doesn't do a whole lot of damage.
So Hellraiser throws a bunch of grenades around him, so you have to. Oh, and he does that too.
Yeah.
So you have to keep an eye out for that.
Oh shit. So yeah, Colts are also the first bad guy introduced that can actually shoot.
Yes. Like, as is expected, all of the gun characters, like, forewarn their attack pretty well. You can tell just by looking at them that it's coming.
But when you have a lot of them on screen and a boss, it's...
Do you want to show off the rage function and decimate this boss?
So, in rage mode...
in the center of the screen there, you see we've got a full rage bar.
In rage mode, in single player, it's a little overpowered, but it's not a get out of jail free card. In co-op, it's the most get out of jail free card.
So let's pop it here. So when you're in this mode, you block every hit automatically.
Yeah.
And you do more damage. Yeah, so there. See, I'm taking hits.
You auto-block everything. You do double damage and you destroy the boss.
It's very powerful, especially in co-op, as you put it. Yeah.
I mean, this is another thing that, if there's a demand for it, like, I might be like, at least nerf the damage in co-op.
Yeah, maybe so, honestly. Oh yeah, he does have British voice acting here, it's true, I forgot.
So this is Takahata talking to Takahata.
This was a good conversation. I want you to tell me he did it in one take, like, between characters.
Takahata has a lot of...
This guy's a waste of time.
A lot of takes he gives me.
Put him out of
I'm sure. Money's money.
I like that shot a lot.
Yeah, it's good. Did you write which onomatopoeia should appear?
I did not. I just write, like, comic book sound effect.
Right.
Whatever. I did make it like, here is like Connor's face gets reflected in the visor of this cult.
Yeah, that's cool. I do like how it's one of the cults, like, who you also fought in those battles, or in that battle.
And while the comic book cutscenes don't, quite match the Killer Instinct rendered look of the game, the brief I think I gave Donald is like high contrast, dark shadows, a lot of neon colors, because that's kind of what the game's color scheme is to me. So that's the kind of, like, try to stay as closely to that. Just because Donald has done a lot of comic book work, like he has his own comic books that he does online.
Yeah, it's kind of
and stuff.
Thing.
And I just saw that he knows how to frame shots. He knows how to make interesting shots, not just like pinups of characters doing cool action poses, which is totally cool if that's what you want to do. But
no, but I feel no, it's certainly different. But I think it's a good look. Honestly, I think they look like they really pop.
I do too.
They look great in the trailers.
Yeah. This stage 2, which is what it's just called, is a really good. Well, the brasserie that you pointed out before is one of them, but it's a really good indicator that you'll see some of the architecture a little bit later in this level that shows that Antonis is from Europe. Because it is very European style architecture and stuff, which makes sense.
Yeah,
because that's where he's from. He's from Greece, but you'll see a level a little bit later. We'll see a bit of that where it's like, it's pretty clear that's where he's from.
This ain't Manhattan.
Yeah, some of the later levels don't have that at all. But
no, because you're just in Japan all of a sudden.
Yeah. It's non-specific island.
Japan island. Yeah,
it's an island off the coast of Japan. Right.
You go to a lot of places in this game, actually. Real talk. Like there are. I'm sure you guys saw the level select earlier, but there's a great density of levels.
Which I was always like, when more and more levels started getting added, I was like, wow, that looks like, completely different. Because, I mean, Streets of Rage 2 specifically does a really good job mixing it up with the amusement park, the beach, and everything. And Final Fight 2 does it really well because you go all over the world in Final Fight 2. You don't just stay in Metro City. So I'm glad this game does that, because some maybe not really notable beat 'em ups, just it's always alleys
or just Toronto.
Yeah, for sure. So I was always glad for that. Just there's visual variety, and
that was something Antonis had from the very beginning.
That was always in the plan.
It was always, we're gonna go all over the place to a variety of places. Definitely, I think his main inspiration was Streets of Rage 2, right?
It was, yeah.
And you definitely get that sense when you see some of the later levels with the factory.
Yeah.
Where you fight the robot enemies,
And there's a beach level later.
There's the beach level when you land on the island.
This was a thing where this is such an obvious staircase that I thought if we had time, it'd be great to have alternate routes, and you could go up here and then fight on a roof.
Save it for the sequel.
Save it for the sequel.
Save it for the sequel.
It's always a thing. So this is the stage.
This is the little area.
This is the little area. It's not very Eastern Seaboard. Fruit out. It's not what I picture exactly. But
yeah, they don't have fruit along the Eastern
Seaboard.
They just have red vines, and that's
it.
That's it.
That's a West Coast thing.
Actually, you're right.
Because the only person that ever had me eat red vines was fucking Max.
It was Kenny. Yeah, Kenny or Max. One of those two. I remember Kenny was so excited to feed us red vines, and we hated them. Like,
the worst.
They were so much worse than Twizzlers.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah, I did. No,
that was pretty cool.
It was real.
It was very the realest. Hard on co-op is probably the ideal way to play, and normal on single player is probably
I think so too.
Manageable. Like, don't even like unless you're like struggling in beat 'em ups in general.
Well, what I was gonna say in regards to the long combos was you have these really long combos you can do, but they aren't really broken, because if you find yourself doing these long combos, usually what'll happen is another enemy will appear suddenly and hit you out of them.
Yeah.
So you actually, in a lot of occasions, have to like make sure you're not going too long when there's enemies about, because they will fuck you up if you try to get greedy on big combos. Man, this art looks terrible back there.
I know, who did that?
Who did this terrible art?
I was trying to jump up and do a cool kick. Oh, you did it.
Oh, watch out.
Watch out, it's gonna blow.
Okay, I'm good.
So yeah, it's some Star Pirate art right there.
It's good.
Now, the art right over here, these cool little, I don't know, bicycle men?
These guys, yeah.
That was already there, done by Antonis, or maybe it's an asset that he was able to take.
I have no idea.
But since it was already there, you can see Alex Crowley.
I don't know who Alex Crowley is.
But I was like, hey, it's a good place. And I was like, I really like that graffiti art. It's cool. So I asked Star, can you do a few things? And there's two more in the game. The other two are hard to see.
One of them's in the Japan level, right?
One of them's in, I think, and the other one's in the next level as well.
And that's one of our enemies, Vile and Venom, right? I think
yes,
they're called?
I think that's Vile, yeah.
Yeah. I've realized, like, playing this with you now as we're recording this, that, like, we've played this so many times that a lot of the enemies aren't getting their unique stuff out.
Yeah, no, because we're
not letting them.
We're killing people here. So.
Yeah, definitely Tomcat's Rush Punch is really crazy, and the guy with the knife, I forget his name.
Slasher.
When they do their repeated slashes across the screen, that's something that gets a lot of players early on.
Yeah.
Vile and Venom do a lot of damage too with their axe hits when they swing both of them.
For the names of all these characters, I think Antonis named every single one. I think for a couple of bosses and for Jackson, I gave him a couple of name suggestions, and he picked the one he liked the best.
Right.
Which I always felt worked out, because there were names were like, these are cool names. But for all the enemies, except for one boss, he named them all himself, I think.
Was that one boss the boss that you... Was it that boss?
Oh, that boss doesn't
Other than
count.
that boss? Okay, that boss doesn't count.
It was the double boss.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where there's two of them.
Yeah.
Also, I meant to talk about it before, but Jackson is played by Jalen Cassell, who actually does the dub voice of in Part 4, Josuke's friend. That was at first his rival.
Okuyasu?
Yeah, Okuyasu.
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
Thank you. So yeah, no, he's the dub voice of that, and I think, if you know one voice actor and that they're your friend, they know pretty much every other voice actor too in some capacity.
Absolutely.
So I believe it was Sarah Ann Williams that said, you should get Jalen to do your other character. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah. I looked at his resume, and it was pretty impressive. So he kind of has like a British thing going on with Jackson. It's hard to hear just because, certain bits of dialogue get kind of drowned out by all the punching.
He doesn't have as much dialogue as the other characters either. Like, I think in combat he has as many lines, but since he doesn't appear in any of the cutscenes, he is as like a bonus character. Mm-hmm. He has a little less. So Gatling.
Yeah. Gatling's
a unique boss. He's like just all gun. So I mean, if you know how to deal with gun, you'll be okay.
Now, he's got like 2 M16s or like maybe AK-47s, I think. But his name is Gatling, and he does not use Gatling guns, so,
Don't think about it too hard.
3 out of 10 Steam review.
It's really a big problem.
So we're not going to use Rage.
This is a single-player mechanic for new players.
So yeah, if you're on other, that's interesting, because I play this very rarely in co-op. I played it, maybe twice to completion with like you, Rocky maybe. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just noticed that if you're on either side of him, he doles out shots on both sides.
Yeah, he's a little bit easier in co-op in that regard. I love when you throw an enemy in this game and they end up hitting other enemies.
Yeah, it's like a million hits sometimes.
Sometimes, if you manage to get 2 enemies in the air at once, thrown at each other, they can like hit each other in a chain.
Yes,
and you'll get like 8 hits before they land on the ground. It's so satisfying, but it's tricky to do on purpose.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, that's the excellent use of a special move there to get everyone off us. Oh, nice.
Spend all the meter at the end.
Even these winning animations were done like relatively late in development, and it's one of those tiny things where I'm like, that helps out.
No, I think so too.
So Gatlin is played by Antfish from Team 4-Star.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it totally is him. I don't think I would have like put my finger on it unless you mentioned it, but yeah.
No, he did a good job. He does a good job with a later boss as well.
Oh god, I didn't know he was more than one boss.
Yeah.
Let's get going.
You want to switch characters?
You just switch controllers?
No, you want to back out and switch characters for the next level?
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Yeah, we can get them all in here at least. On his Nokia.
Yeah, everyone's phone is like a Nokia, because I don't know what fucking time frame this is actually. The brief that I thought is like, this is in the late 90s.
Yeah, that's the 90s arcade beat 'em up.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's just, that's... Liam.
Don't worry. Look, there's Gatling, by the way, which we stole from Gatling.
We did.
So
I remember I either told you or showed you this, and you were like, when did he make this?
Yeah, you showed me a picture of this and the other stage like this, and I was like, what the fuck, Antonis? It's so impressive that he got these guys done so quick.
Yeah, and this is where a little V's track with the lyrics plays.
Yeah, it's rad.
So the whole conceit of this level is that bad guys are kind of rushing to the location, and you're following them, and you're trying to gain time by destroying their trucks while avoiding killing any innocent bystanders, which reduces time.
Yeah, if you run into innocents, you lose 5 seconds, I think.
Yeah.
And you gain 10 for killing a vehicle. I think it used to be 5 and 5, right? So it was actually like,
I think so.
Pretty. Most people would game over on their first go.
A lot of people usually do, especially at PAX East. I saw people just start getting used to the handling and the shooting by the last 10 seconds of the stage. So some people kind of game over right there.
Yeah.
But what happens when you game over here is you just restart the stage again.
I actually think the difficulty is really nice on this stage. Like, I think if you haven't seen footage of this, like, you're pretty much guaranteed to game over on the first go. But once you pass it, you're never going to game over again. Like, there's a little learning curve, but once you're good, you're good.
And it's almost like I'm pretty sure the placement of the trucks are random, so you could get just like 6 in a row that are just driving ahead of each other, and if you have a good decent string of shots, you're just going to get like 40 seconds easy. But
there is randomization in this stage.
No, I think so. But
that's alright. It's one of those little things.
It's literally 50 seconds, and I think you always get a 1-up if you finish the stage.
I believe so. Yeah, that didn't used to be the case though. You used to get nothing.
Yeah, I think so. All right, so the Pier, which also has a nice little fun thing that happens halfway through.
The shark level, as it were.
I wish there was God, I think it's Serial Violence Fighter or whatever. That's that stupid Dagoon fighting beat 'em up where it just says Dagoon on screen, and that's a comic book sound effect. But that was a game where their mini levels, their mid fight level breaks would be you're in a cage with a bear,
and that's rad.
It is rad. The other thing about this stage is that we saw it just there a second ago, but lightning strikes hit the ground, which used to be in level 1, actually. I'm not sure if you remember that.
Yeah, but that's been gone for a long
That's been gone because it was a lot to put on the player in level 1. So, because it's raining, it's a thunderstorm, so I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But, yeah, for introducing the game.
There was that double juggle thing.
Yeah, no, I see
Double dribble.
I've had this happen where a lightning strike hit all the bikers all in a row and they all died. It was fucking rad.
No, I've had that too. It's super rare.
No. It's because it's another random element.
As far as I know, the lightning strikes are completely random.
I believe so too. I'm punching them from the back and they're getting machine gun.
Getting literally shot to death while they get punched to death.
There we go.
I love them.
Antonis is a big Sega fan, so he was like, I want to put in the whale from Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, of course.
I'm like, why would you not?
So that's actually the whale from Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, it's a cameo.
Yeah.
I also wanted to say that in a very early build, not even early, but for a while, there was a huge slow motion effect put on that.
Yeah. I remember you showing me a video of that super excitedly.
And I thought it was really rad and it was very fun, but he did find that a lot of people's... so you would get, like, Steam discussion forum posts saying, like, yeah, when that happens, the frame rate just goes to shit for the rest of the level, so... Just to simplify it, he's like, yeah, just don't. I never had a problem with my setup, but like, yeah, if more than one person is complaining this specific thing, like makes something happen, then yeah, maybe best to
I mean, if it's a tech problem too and something you can just quickly fix, then may as well quickly fix it.
So how do you feel about the rarity of an elevator stage in a beat 'em up, but it's going down instead of up?
Like in Streets of Rage 2?
Or in anything.
Down elevators are great.
Oh wait, you mean the down elevator in the baseball stadium?
Yeah.
Okay. I was talking about the elevator later.
No, yeah.
Okay.
No, Streets 2's got it.
Okay.
Down elevators are rad. No, they're sick.
It's no one's ever done them before except for that game. My recollection is they're always up.
Most beat 'em ups, it's up because you're going up the building. You're in the city, going up the building. That's just how it be, right?
Yeah, no.
But nah, down elevators are good too. And like we're on the docks, right?
Yes.
So
I don't know where the fuck are we going.
Oh man, am I landing these sword hits on him in the air? That's great.
Are you?
This sword combo potential being revealed to us
live on stream. I mean, this is another thing that we're talking and talking it all up about, like up there.
Oh yeah, that
we can go up there
that
a bit.
Sign. No, we can't see it anymore.
But that's another piece of art from Star Pyrate, which I never noticed until like I don't know, only a couple months ago.
Really?
Yeah. I did.
Yeah.
I just never noticed it at first.
And it's in the right spot too.
It's in exactly the right spot. I'm really happy for it. So Ethan just said there, more weapons, more power, which is my Metabots homage.
Is that actually?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone
has
a couple lines when they pick items up.
Yeah.
And
Money.
This is the first music track done by James Ronald of Epic Game Music, so it's of the like a bit like a less crazy tone, so you can hear the voice clips a bit better.
Money's money.
Money's money. Acid drops are acid drops.
I always get hit by the acid drops.
Because you can see the acid drop building up, but a lot of our HUD unfortunately does cover it.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
nice,
just
perfect.
as I thought.
I think I managed to beat the game with 3 deaths. Was my best. I've never really like sat down.
You mean 3 lives lost?
3 lives lost.
Not like not even a game over. You mean, right?
Yeah, I've never really like sat down to try to do like 1cc or anything.
Yeah.
But
I believe there is an achievement for not getting completing the game with 1cc.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's like really hard in this game, actually.
Yeah,
especially like the finale levels really ramp up.
I think on easy, someone can potentially do it. I have not actually tested it.
This may or may not work.
Yeah.
Yeah, on easy, I could see it being way more doable. You just take so much less damage. So
remember that one build that we were playing at PAX East where she could like flip kick her way. She could flip kick cancel out of like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that was busted.
Yeah, it was kind of busted. Like,
it's a good thing it's fixed.
I mean, it was really fun to do, but I think it did lead to some issues where we're like, oh, we're getting off screen or something. I kind of remember something happening along those lines.
Well, like she would like crouch and jump. Remember, it was like a funky animation that wasn't working right.
Yeah.
So when you're running too, you have multiple different attacks. You have a running punch and a running kick.
Yep.
And they generally have different applications as well. Like with Ethan, if you do the running kick, you get like a free grab on enemies just about every time.
She has that too with a punch. I think this elbow.
Oh, can we back up?
We can.
Yeah, good. My money.
Yeah.
Money's money.
So sometimes Ethan will go money, which is my Final Fight Streetwise tribute.
Of course. Of course it is.
We're gonna be finishing up after this boss, but there's a reason why. I'm sure some people that know the Takeover know what's coming, but Here we go! Yeah, about time someone got here.
The legally distinct Baz is here.
You go ahead.
You knew we were coming? Huh. Not that it matters.
You chumps will be cracking wise when I'm done with you. Oh, shit!
Quit stalling something.
This is my ring, and here I'm a god. You go ahead.
That's great. I've always wanted to beat a god.
So depending on who, like, just to let people know, depending on who the first player is, your dialogue will be slightly different with, like, each character you do. So if you do with Megan, you do with Connor, the dialogue. So I had to write around that.
Yeah,
like, they can't say anything too different.
I think the only exception to that rule is Jackson, right? Who
Yeah,
as a bonus character.
He is a bonus character, so his dialogue will be Ethan's, but like his portrait will be Jackson's. There just wasn't enough time to build.
Oh, it does show his portrait
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
though?
yeah.
Oh, cool. That's great, then.
So there just wasn't time to localize it because we're localizing this in a bunch of different languages. And that was... Antonis really wanted to add another character, and I'm like, well, yeah, another character is great, but there's certain things you have to remember, so we can't give him his own dialogue. Maybe, like, in the future, but...
Yeah, but not right now.
Alright, so we gotta be very careful. He's a strong man.
Fucking whip. God, the range on that thing.
He can do a couple of things. I think not too long ago he was given another attack or two.
Oh, really? Good. Let's see if we can keep him in the air.
Oh, that was pretty good.
I love his big roll.
Oh!
Ah, fuck, I dropped him.
A lot of explosions happening soon, I think. Okay, there you go. Game explodes a lot. So, when Antonis... Of course, let's talk about this. When Antonis is like, okay, well, I don't have a boss yet for the fourth stage, I'm like...
I know a guy.
I know a guy who's always available.
He'll take anything.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
Cool thing about gun is you can just use gun. Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
When a boss is getting low on life and you just need him to die right now.
Oh, shit!
Oh, shit, he can block bullets?
He does block them if he's not being... If he's on the ground.
Okay, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
There's a couple of bosses that you can't shoot with guns.
What? They didn't used to do that. That's so cool. That's actually a really good change. You used to be able to scum them out with bullets from a range.
There you go. You could. Now you can't.
Good.
Some of them you can, but...
It's pop rage.
There we go.
I love those. Anyway? Like those 2 frames of animation are so good.
We've wasted too much time.
No one gives a shit.
I did not add the Ugu. That was Donald Kirby.
I love like how much fluid is coming out of him.
There's more than the human
He's great.
face puts out.
He's great. So the elevator leads to an underground fighting arena
that leads
linked to the pier.
Shut up.
Swoon.
This is the next boss, Sharktooth.
Yeah.
Who is done by another great voice actor, Bill Rogers.
Who's first?
And then beat 'em ups happen even more.
Yeah. So this is less than halfway through the game still.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's still... So yeah, we were just here, so we were just getting
we were halfway through the game.
This is the halfway point, so we were just about to get there. These last levels really pick up in difficulty, particularly these two.
Especially those. Like even the level before that is. I remember like in early builds, this was the hardest level up to that point. And the level right before that is like the last 2 sections at least, or actually no, the middle one is like an all gun section. So like a lot of thought was kind of put in to try to diversify. At least every section has something kind of unique to it.
Absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, again, like I was saying, I'm a big fan of that. But
the gun stage has got to be one of my favorite stages. Like it's such a good, strong single gimmick level, and you never see it again. It's totally unique. I really love that stage. But yeah, that's the Takeover. That is the current available build of the Takeover.
Yeah, it's on Steam.
Right now.
Linked
below the video.
Link below the video.
Wow.
You can check it out if anyone is interested. Console versions, those are being worked on. Unfortunately, it's out of my hands. I don't really have a date for them, but, I hope to get some more information about that soon. But, I actually looked it up. Like, this towards the end of this year, I've spent about 4 years, which that was a long 4 years.
Yeah.
From like I looked and I had emails from like 2016.
That's wild.
I was like, no, I thought I was on this for 2.5 years, but you know, it's been really, really fun. It's been really, really fun having you also, like, you know, get some input on this, because Antonis has changed things a little bit. I think you were actually the one that spurred him to put ammo limits, because before the ammo limits were really, really high.
Yeah.
And I never really pushed that. Like, I knew that was an issue, but I was like, yeah, I think you got him to do that. So it's been really fun, like, having you, like, you know, sit on it on this and help out as well.
It's been my pleasure. You know, I am down to receive money in exchange for services. So you know,
everyone is.
So you know, that worked out, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very true.
Yeah.
But thanks so much for everyone for checking out this video. There's other beat 'em up videos that are going to be coming out this week, because it's the 30th anniversary of Final Fight that Capcom refuses to acknowledge. So I'm going to be doing more stuff like that as well. But I hope you enjoyed this take at the takeover. This take at the look over. I was like, I'm either going to mess this up or you're going to mess this up.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
Yeah, thank you for playing this with me today, young Liam. It was a really. I wasn't sure how this was going to go, but no, this was a blast. So,
Thank you for having me.
No problem.